Mkhabela banned from practicing as a lawyer. Mkhabela banned from practicing as a lawyer. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Jones, Wina TV. Please subscribe. Advocate notorious for stealing from rough client. Joburg lawyer Arnold Mkhabela, notorious for stealing from his clients, who were mostly road accident fund RAF claimants, has been banned from practicing as a lawyer. The Pretoria High Court found last week that Mkhabela was not a fit and proper person to practice law after more than 70 complaints were lodged against him by his clients. Mkhabela is among 21 legal practitioners in the country who have been struck from the role since January, while 38 others have been suspended, according to the LPC. Mkhabela is among 21 legal practitioners in the country who have been struck from the role since January, while 38 others have been suspended, according to the LPC. The council, which monitors and regulates the conduct of legal practitioners, received 14,994 complaints about practitioners last year, which it said was a big concern. It has also emerged that Mkhabela removed his clients' medical record files from his practice, which means his client would have to start their rough claims from scratch with new lawyers. I'm really struggling because my new lawyer needs the file and now I have to start everything from scratch, said Mpumelelo Motsepe, a former client. I will have to go back to the doctors, which is going to be very costly for me. That's the only thing holding me back. It's been 11 years since my car accident and I still can't move forward. The court instructed that a curator be appointed to take over Mkhabela's trust and client's affairs. He was also ordered to hand over his practicing certificate to the Legal Practice Council, LPC. Sowetan first wrote about Mkhabela 2 years ago when we received several complaints about his conduct. It emerged that he lived the high life during the COVID-19 lockdown, and the Standard Bank also took him to court for debt, which included credit cards, loans, and car financing. Mkhabela's removal follows 74 complaints lodged against him with the LPC, more than 20 of which related to the misappropriation of RAF funds amounting to 8 million. In a court papers, the LPC argued that Mkhabela engaged in serious misconduct, including the misappropriation of a trust fund and practicing without a fidelity fund certificate. He was also alleged to have failed to pay his annual practice fees, which totaled 10,608.34. Mkhabela denied most of the allegations, and Judge Mcebisi Khumalo said his attitude to the complaints against him was nonchalant, to say the least. He described his behavior as a display of a cavalier attitude to the matter and does not accord it the seriousness it deserves. First, there is an issue of his failure to pay his annual fees, for which he was ordered to pay a fine of 10,000 plus the costs of the disciplinary committee of 3,611.51 cents, which remained unpaid as the date of the hearing of this matter. The court found that Mkhabela had failed to provide reasonable explanations for most of the allegations. His denial in a number of them is that he was not the attorney dealing with those matters, and as such, he cannot give an explanation, Khumalo said. This court agrees with the submission of the applicant LPC that, considering the totality of the first respondent's infractions, there is no argument that his conduct is dishonorable, unprofessional, and unworthy of a legal practitioner. Khumalo said Mkhabela admitted in his own words that he used trust money for his personal needs when facing financial difficulties in a way that endangered his clients. Trust money does not form part of the assets of a legal practitioner. Legal practitioners must always prefer the interests of their clients, the judge said. Mkhabela failed to meet this highest standard of a legal practitioner, and to compound matters further, he has not been candid with the court in certain instances and did not take the court into his confidence. He will not take responsibility and sought to shift the blame, stating that he was not the attorney dealing with those matters. However, he was a sole practitioner who employed professionals to assist him. He is responsible for their conduct in the discharge of their duties towards his clients. Senotse visited Mkhabela's office at the weekend and was told by a security guard that the lawyer had left the premises. The guard said that many of Mkhabela's former clients still came looking for him. We refer everyone to the LPC for help, he said. LPC spokesperson Kabelo urged the public to verify that the lawyers they engage, especially in matters involving potential payouts, have a valid Fidelity Fund certificate. He said that the Legal Practitioners Fidelity Fund (LPFF) offered protection to members of the public whose money for claims for compensation or damages is paid into a lawyer's trust account. A key consideration by the fund is whether a legal practitioner had a valid Fidelity Fund certificate at the time of the claim. They also check that the lawyer appears on the LPC website and is in good standing, Mkhabela said. He attributed the increasing number of complaints the LPC received to heighten the public awareness. Benefits or Bonfils Barandereka, as a spokesperson for the LPFF, said Mkhabela did not have a Fidelity Fund certificates in 2022 and 2023 when complaints were lodged against him. Someone commented and said, "Kama, he must pay back the money." Another one commented and said, "Pay back the money." Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Jones. Why Not TV? Please subscribe. Bye for now till we meet again next time. Subscribe.